He was 16, hungry, alone, and sleeping under a broken streetlight. Every night, he prayed the cold wouldn't kill him. Every morning, he wondered if he'd survive the day. But what nobody knew was this: the same boy who once dug through trash for food would one day sign a contract worth $1.2 million. And everything changed because of one moment, one decision, one stranger, a moment he almost walked away from. This is the story of how a homeless teen became a millionaire. But the truth behind his success is not what you think. At 16, Ethan had nothing: no family, no money, no home. His mother disappeared when he was 12. His father was taken by addiction. One night, after another violent incident, Ethan ran. He left the house barefoot, holding nothing but a torn backpack and a small notebook. That night, he slept on a bus stop bench, scared, freezing, and shaking. He woke up hungry and hopeless, but he didn't know this was the beginning of a miracle. Life on the streets taught him things school never did. Every morning, he walked into the city library, just to stay warm, not to read and not to study, just to survive. But one freezing morning, something strange happened. He picked up a random book, a business book. He didn't understand half the words, but one sentence grabbed him. "You don't need money to start. You need courage to begin." Ethan whispered to himself, "Maybe I can begin too." That tiny spark changed everything. One afternoon, Ethan stood outside a coffee shop, staring inside. He wasn't allowed in. He looked too homeless, too dirty. But fate has a way of breaking rules. A businessman opened the door, paused, and stared at him. Ethan lowered his head, ready to be yelled at. Instead, the man said, "Are you hungry?" Ethan nodded. The man bought him food and sat with him. He asked Ethan one question: "If you had a chance to change your life, what would you do?" Ethan answered honestly, "I'd build something, anything. I just don't want to be this person forever." The man smiled and said, "Then tomorrow, meet me here at 10 a.m. Ethan didn't trust him. He almost didn't show up, but what happened the next day changed everything. Ethan arrived at the coffee shop, shaking from the cold. The businessman handed him a card. "Come work at my warehouse. It's not glamorous, but it's a start." Ethan couldn't believe it. A real job, a real chance. He worked tirelessly, sweeping floors, lifting boxes, cleaning shelves. He was always last to leave, but Ethan did something nobody else did. He watched, he learned, he asked questions, he studied how business worked. The workers mocked him. "You think you'll be a boss one day? You're just a street rat." He ignored them because Ethan had one thing they didn't: desperation. And desperation creates hunger. And hunger creates greatness. Months passed. Ethan saved every coin. One night, while helping unload returned products, he noticed something. Most returned items weren't damaged, just unwanted, and suddenly, the idea hit him. What if I sell these at a cheaper price online? He asked the warehouse manager if he could buy the returned items in bulk. The manager laughed. "You want to buy trash?" Ethan simply nodded. He used all his savings, every dollar, and bought his first box of junk. Then he cleaned each item, took pictures from a borrowed phone and listed them online. His first sale, $12. His reaction, he cried, because it wasn't about money. It was proof that he wasn't a failure. One night, while carrying inventory back to his shelter, a group of men surrounded him. They demanded his bag. The bag containing everything he owned. Ethan ran. They chased him. He tripped. They caught him. What saved him wasn't strength. It was luck. A patrol car turned the corner, and the attackers scattered. Ethan sat on the sidewalk, shaking, his life flashing before his eyes. That night, he made a promise. If I survive this life, I will never waste my second chance. His online store grew. He learned marketing. He learned customer service. He learned everything from YouTube videos, free courses, and failure. Within 1 year, he wasn't homeless anymore. Within 2 years, he rented a small office. Within 4 years, his business exploded, selling refurbished products worldwide. At age 22, he signed a $1.2 million supply and logistics contract. From a homeless teen to a self-made millionaire. Most people think his success came from luck, or a miracle, or that one businessman. But the truth is, Ethan saved himself, not by being smart, not by being gifted, but by doing one thing: he refused to quit, even when life gave him every reason to. And today, Ethan visits the same bus stop where he once slept, not to remember the pain, but to remind himself of the promise he made. If you survive the darkness, you deserve the light. His message to the world is simple. Success is not about where you start. It's about what you decide to become.